Yo, y'all already know what it is, man. It's your boy Reezy Rome, man, and you're locked and loaded with Sports Talk with your boy Reezy Rome. Hey, man, we coming to you live, man. Got so much to talk about, so much to catch up on. But I would like to take the moment to recognize two teams from South Georgia. Well, actually, three teams from South Georgia, where I'm from, South Georgia, that came up here last week, did a great job. Um, Two out of the three teams unfortunately didn't win it, but one team did. And those three teams I would like to recognize right now is my own personal team, my high school. I salute you guys, Brooks County Trojans, man. Job well done, man. We played great, man. Never gave up, never quit. We just came up short at the end. Dublin had a big guy, number 9, man. I think his name is Jaquan Evans, if I'm not mistaken. Guy's a beast, man. But we did what we needed to do. I just think a few drives where we had the chance to take advantage of the game and go up big and really knock it out of range for the Dublin people. Um, we didn't capitalize on it, man, and unfortunately they was able to capitalize. Made it a good ball game going into halftime, and it seemed like we just never was able to pick up that momentum to get us over the hump and surpass them with the lead and take the victory. But job well done, man. I look forward to the new season next year. I expect big things from Brooks County, man. We are young. So we're coming back, man, full force, and we're gonna be ready, man. But shout out to them Brooks County Trojans, my alumni. I salute you guys, man. I can't wait the next year. Great season, man. Next, we want to focus on the Lowndes County Vikings, man. Had a perfect season until last Friday, well, last Saturday. I'm sorry, where they took on Marietta, and I ain't gonna lie, Marietta had obviously the best player in the country at wide receiver number 2, man, who won Gatorade Player of the Year, who was presented with that by Matt Ryan last week. Well, I think it was this week, like Monday. But played great, man. Those boys played lights out. Held Lowndes 17-0 at the first half. But Lowndes made a great comeback in the second half. Could never get on the board but one time, but had trouble getting on the board. Ended up being a great game. Turned out to be 17-9. And Marietta pulled that out and became 7A champions. But the team that did come out on victory, who I would like to salute, my partner Kenneth. Man, salute to you, bro. Your team did it, man. Them Irwin County Indians, man, came up, put that thing on. The team that they played, I forgot who it was, but they came out with a victory, and they're 1A, 1A champions, man. Shout out to those Irwin County boys. Shout out to all the South Georgia teams that came up here and ball out. We're gonna get it together on the off season. Come back up this road next year, man. And y'all know what time it is, man. But to highlight on that a little bit more on the negative end, the Georgia High School Association, man, Arthur Blank and the Falcons and you guys, I'm gonna need for y'all to come up with something, man. Because having them kids out there at Georgia State outside in that cold and the rain, that was not what's up, bro. When we got a whole Mercedes-Benz stadium that obviously the Falcons can't win in, and you won't even let those kids play in there, man. I know those kids dream about playing in the dome, only to have to come up here and play at Georgia, Georgia State University Stadium, man. It's outside the old Turner Field Stadium. Come on, man. Let's get that right, man. But y'all well done from all the teams, man. Salute you guys, man. Hopefully for a better next year, man. And just keep grinding, man. Keep striving, man. Y'all know what it is. There's a lot of young guys on those teams that I know scouts about to be looking at hard, and I just wish you guys the best, man. Keep it up. Keep it up. All right, so we want to jump to the big kahuna in the NFL, man. And, the first thing I want to talk about is my Pats, man. I'm going to bring them up. We faced them Bills this week, man, on a Saturday. It's a crazy game. But I felt good about the game. I felt our defense held us down. And I felt the offense and Brady them, they made the necessary adjustments, the necessary moves, plays, throws, catches, runs, everything all above at the right moment, at the right time to get us past the Bills, man. But by all means, the Bills are a tough team, got a tough defense, quarterback is playing lights out, got a great coach, and I look forward for them boys to make a little noise in the playoffs. The win was big for us. We claimed our AFC title again, like we've been doing for the last 11 years, so this 12 years straight here. On top of that, man, there was a big win for us because hopefully tomorrow, Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens can lose, man. Hopefully they'll lose and we get #1 seed, and you know the road to the Super Bowl comes through New England. But I mean, it's a big if because Baltimore, you know, they're playing those Browns. The Browns are trash. Let's not, you know, let's be real, they trash. So we'll just see how that goes. I'm hoping that they can pull it out and somehow upset the Ravens. But I mean, I know it's a little far fetched, but I don't look for it. But hopefully they can. But right now, a great win by us, man. We look good. We look like we're ready for the playoffs, and hopefully we just keep that engine running just like that and just pick it up even more as we go into the playoffs. The next game I want to talk about was Houston pulling out the victory against Tampa Bay, which claimed their AFC South title, and they will be the #4 seed in the playoffs behind Kansas City. Look good, man. Deshaun Watson did their thing. I ain't taking nothing from them, but the injuries to, you know, Kyle Fuller and, you know, them getting rid of Clowney, J.J. Watt hurt. Deshaun Watson can only do so much, man. And I just don't really see him doing too much. I just see them, they may get a victory. Who knows? First round, maybe. Wild card, maybe. But I don't really see it. And I just seeing them getting to the playoffs, having a good season. But they one and done, man. It's just that simple. But, you know, good game, good season for the Texans. But that's about it for me. Like, I just don't see them doing anything. Sean Watson need a little bit more help defensively, and the offensive line is a little beat down. I mean, Tunsil can only do so much, and I think there's plenty gaps and holes that they have to fill in the offseason. So I look for them. You know, they won yesterday, so they're going to the playoffs. They you know, got the AFC South title, so they're the AFC South champions. But I think that's the height of their season, man. They're going to the playoffs because they won't win a game in the playoffs. So I look for them to be one and done. The next team was the 49ers. Now, the 49ers had a great game against the Rams. The Rams came out playing well, too, man. I thought that game was up and down, could have went anyway. But the safety trap, you know, Jalen Ramsey would tell it, which I seen with my own 2 eyes. He was the reason why this play happened. But just was a miscue, man. Allowed Emmanuel Sanders to get open at the end in overtime, get a big catch for, you know, a big first down that led to goal, kicking that field goal to win that game. And that game itself put the 49ers at #1 spot. But on tomorrow, when the Seattle Seahawks faces the Arizona Cardinals, if they win, they will be #1 because of the fact that they beat San Francisco already early in the season at home, and they will eventually move to the #1 spot. So the 49ers do have the #1 spot for a few hours overnight, but after that, if Seattle win, which I'm pretty sure they will, beat Arizona Cardinals, they will move to that #1 spot. But I do have the 49ers eventually claiming that #1 spot because next week they do travel to Seattle where they will play for the NFC West title. So that's going to be a big game. I look forward for that to being a great game. But me personally, I think the 49ers do come out with that win. I do think that Garoppolo and the 49ers do begin, they will take that #1 spot, and that would take the Seattle and put them at #5 because you will have the 49ers, you will have the Saints, Then you will have the Green Bay Packers, who has a big game this week against the Vikings, but I do like the Green Bay Packers. Then you will have the, hold on, I said the, oh yeah, the Dallas Cowboys, because I do think the Dallas Cowboys tomorrow will beat the Philadelphia Eagles. And then fifth and sixth spot, you will have the Seattle Seahawks, then the Minnesota Vikings. So the NFC is loaded. I look for great things out of those teams. I look for great playoff contention with all those teams, man. I mean, it's a toss-up because all those teams have had their ups and downs throughout the whole season. But all of them did one thing in common, and that's win the games that they needed to win at the time that they needed to win them. And I can't take nothing from them. Job well done by those 6 teams. I think that will be the 6 teams that will represent the NFC. And man, you know, good luck to all of them. Now to jump onto the AFC side, if Baltimore wins today, well not today, tomorrow, if they win tomorrow and they beat the Browns, it would then still be Baltimore #1. We would be #2. Then it would be Kansas City. Then it would be Houston Texans. Then the 5th and 6th spot is a little tricky because you have a toss-up between the Titans, the Steelers. Now, both of those guys have big games tomorrow. The Steelers facing the Jets, and I know people thinking like, oh, man, that's the Jets. The Steelers should win. But I don't think so. I really think the Jets will pull that out and give them a loss. I could be wrong, but I just feel it. And I think, to me now, I think the Tennessee Titans will get beat by the New Orleans Saints. I want to go for Tennessee bad, but I just can't do it because I've been hearing little bits and pieces that Derrick Henry may not play. So with that being said, I got to roll with the Saints. So I think both of those teams will receive L's, and it will be a toss-up for that 6th spot. Because let me add on that, I apologize, that 5th spot belongs to Buffalo. So Buffalo will have that 5th spot, and it's a toss-up now between Tennessee and the Steelers. But one of those teams gotta go. So which team wanted the most? Me personally, I love the Steelers. I love what they've done this year without having Big Ben and having injuries everywhere else. You know, the Le'Veon Bell and you know, Antonio Brown saga, all that they went through. But I gotta go with them Tennessee Titans, man. Them Titans, man, they've been playing lights out, bro. Tannehill balling out, man. The defense balling out. Mike Vrabel got them boys locked and loaded, got them locked in. And if I have to go with, I understand how Mike Tomlin handles his thing, and I understand, you know, he has the mental process and all that locked down for, you know, getting ready for the playoffs and things like that. But Mike Vrabel come from these boys. And if I have to say, I'm gonna roll with Mike Vrabel having his team locked and loaded to come in. And if they don't get the victory tomorrow, they gonna at least get the victory next week and get their way into the playoffs. And plus, I just don't like the Steelers being in the playoffs because it's a bad look being in the playoffs, making the playoffs without Big Ben, making the playoffs going through the Antonio Brown thing. Like, no, that's just too much. I think they had a great season with a backup quarterback, but that show stops tomorrow. I mean, and they will. I don't think they'll make it. So it's a games tomorrow, man, that, you know, going to decide a lot of things. We're just going to get into them real quick. First game, like I said, is the Baltimore versus Browns game. You know, if the Browns can beat Baltimore, then the Patriots will be #1 and Baltimore will be #2. But if Baltimore holds them out and win, they will remain #1. The Patriots will remain #2. KC will be #3. The Texans will be #4. And like I said, Buffalo will be #5. And then you will have the toss-up between the Steelers and the Titans #6. But the only positions, the only 2 things that could change is the Patriots and the Baltimore Ravens. If the Baltimore Ravens lose, then the Patriots will go on the #1. They'll go to #2. That's the only thing that changes. Everything else is pretty much locked in with the Chiefs, the Texans, and the Bills. But like I said, the 6th spot is between the Titans and the Steelers. So we're going to see who fight it out with them 2, man. Like I said, job done from both teams, man. May the best team win. The next team will be, like I said, the Vikings and the Packers, man. Big game. Big game because I feel like the Vikings have the team to beat the Packers. I felt like that when they played them early in the season and the Packers pulled it off. I felt like they didn't feed Dalvin Cook enough. But then you come into this game, Dalvin Cook hurt. But it's a home game for the Vikings. But it's like, okay, there the you have a 10-14 and you got a 11-3 team. If the Vikings win, they become 11-4. The Packers are now 11-4, and it's a tie. Vikings move up to the third spot, get the third spot, and the Packers would then become the fifth spot or the sixth spot. So that right there, man, is gonna be tough because you, like I said, you have the 49ers after winning tonight. They're number one. Number two you have is New Orleans. Number three, you got the Packers right now. And number four, you have Dallas. Number five, you have Seattle. Number six, you got the Vikings. And I mean, like, Seattle just unfortunate to be in a division where they're the 49ers was doing great because that's the only reason why they're the fifth seed. But if they win tomorrow, then the 49ers move to the fifth seed and they'll be the number one seed. But then they're going to clash it out next week to see who really the number one seed and then who will win the division. But pretty much the Saints have locked down that second spot, and I'm pretty sure the Packers is going to lock down that third spot because I don't see the Vikings winning tomorrow without Dalvin Cook. I see the Packers winning that, retaining that third spot, boosting down the Vikings to the sixth spot because at that point the Seahawks would be at the fifth spot until tomorrow. When they win, then they'll move to the first spot, and then the 49ers will move to the fifth spot. But can you imagine going into the playoffs and the fifth or sixth spot belongs to Seattle or 49ers? Like arguably two of the best teams in the league? Like that's beyond me being in the wild card. So that just lets you know how tough the NFC was this year, man, and how good ball was playing. You know, some good ball was playing over there this year. But man, shout out to all them teams, man. May the best team win, man. I can't wait. It's gonna be a real interesting playoffs, man. I tell you that because we have a lot of teams, man, that I feel like can take it. I feel like my boys could take it. I feel like Baltimore could take it. I feel like the Chiefs could take it. They're getting hot at the right time. I feel like Seattle can take it. I feel like the 49ers could take it. Hell, I feel like the Packers probably could take it, bro. I'm just keeping it real. You never know, man. And don't slip on Dallas. I know Dallas ain't been playing the best ball, and they looking, you know, real shady right now. But that'll be a team that can get in the playoffs and the switch can just go on, bro. And they could just get hot. I mean, let's not forget who all they got on their team. So we can't overlook Dallas. We can't overlook the Tennessee Titans. If they get in there, they can easily get on the road. We can't overlook Minnesota. There's teams that can easily get in here and take over, man, and win this thing. So we just got to keep our eyes glued to it, man. It's going to be a great playoffs. I can't wait, man. Got some, like I say, big games tomorrow that's going to decide a lot of these factors on what happens and who win, who out, who get what seed, who get the other seed. So, you know, we just want to keep our eyes on it. Tomorrow, can't wait. Sorry for them Rams. Them Rams got beat tonight by them 49ers, eliminated them from any playoff contention. Hey, man, job well done, Rams, but I just feel like they gave up so much to get Jalen Ramsey. And now, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it's true or not, I seen a post the other day where Jalen Ramsey said that something about he glad that Jacksonville got rid of Tom Coughlin. Now he'll come back. And thank you, Rams, for those couple first-round picks. That was what I seen, like a screenshot of his Twitter. And that's what the Twitter, you know, read. But I don't know how true it is. But like I say, he probably did play these Rams, man. And I just can't believe the Rams gave up so much for a guy that I feel like they didn't need when you had Aqib Talib as well as Marcus Peters. And then you go and throw all that away to get Jalen Ramsey, who don't even really fit your scheme. He's not a zone corner. He's a man-to-man corner. You know what I'm saying? And the night showed me that you guys got him out of place. Y'all got him playing zone with the safety hip. Man, in that situation, what's going on, him and Emmanuel Sanders, hey, Jalen, lock him down one-on-one. Ain't no zone. So I didn't really understand that. And then on top of that, like, y'all did all that, got rid of all that, and never signed him. So he's a unrestricted free agent, can go anywhere. So I just really think that was just nonsense on you guys' part. And it showed you guys that y'all ain't did nothing since. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't did nothing since. But, you know, nevertheless, you got to live and learn from your mistakes, man. The teams that's hot, they are hot. The teams that are not are not. And we are down to the nitty gritty now. We're about to enter the playoffs. So we know exactly who's in, who's out. Only team that's battling to get in is the Steelers and the Titans. We're going to see how they play out tomorrow. If not, both of them lose tomorrow, then we'll see how they play out next week. I mean, but pretty much the 1 through 5 spots on both sides are locked in. You know, it may be a team bounce up and bounce down, but for the most part, all the teams that are in are in. So we know what we got. Can't wait, man. It's going to be a great playoffs, man. Y'all already know when y'all want to hear about the info, the stats, what's going on in the league. Man, y'all already know. Lock in with your boy Reezy Wrong each and every week, man. I'm going to give you nothing but the hottest, I promise you. You know what I'm saying? And keep you updated with everything that's going on around the league. But check this out, man. I need my Patriots to tighten up. We in these playoffs. We know what's going on. We know what to look for. Lamar Jackson, them, they coming, and we got to be ready. You feel me? And then if we can handle Lamar Jackson, them, I ain't worried about nobody in the ALC. Yeah, I said it. Bump the Chiefs and everybody. I ain't worried about them. You know what I mean? I know we done got beat by them before, but I ain't worried about them. I promise you. Only person I'm worried about is the Ravens. And then we'll handle the NFC side when we make it to the Super Bowl. But you know, none farther than that, man. Salute to all the teams that done made it, man. Which all you teams nothing but the best. You know what I'm saying? Until you play us, you feel me? But job well done from you all, man. But y'all don't go nowhere. Keep it locked and loaded with your boy, man. Each and every week, man. Tune in. Y'all know I'm gonna give y'all nothing but that drop on what's going on in the league and around all the other leagues. Hey, man, keep it locked and loaded with your boy Reezy Wrong. Y'all already know. Until next time, I'm out. Holla.